So, this was a decent movie, but I want to get one thing out of the way that I thought of because I just finished the movie like 2 minutes ago. At the end of the movie, sure, it's a cool scene and all, but don't you think Peter would have been banned from that place? He attacked the security and he attacked Mary Jane. Like, shouldn't he have been banned from that place? They tried to make, like, Harry's death seem to be, like, this sweet and sad thing. I mean, the sacrifice was cool and all, but Harry just wasn't very nice to him at all, and Toby wasn't very nice to him at all. Always brushed off how he was friends with Spider-Man. Then he always brushed off that he is Spider-Man and they didn't kill his dad. Then he throws a grenade at his face, doesn't apologize, and asks for help. I mean, later, while Harry's dying, he apologizes, but... And Mary Jane, goddamn Mary Jane, she tried to say that when, Spider-Man kissed Gwen Stacy, that was her kiss. That was their kiss. They only kissed like that once, and that was when she was with Harry. She cheated on Harry with that kiss, and she's mad that Spider-Man kissed a girl the same way. That's kind of hypocritical. And I definitely think we should have got Topher Grace more. He was pretty good as Venom. I think Tom Hardy was a better Venom, but I didn't like his design as much. And, God. Like, how was Mary Jane complain about the whole kissing thing? Of kissing Gwen Stacy. And Eddie didn't. Like, Eddie was literally at the place when Spider-Man and Gwen kissed. Though they didn't show Eddie's reaction. But Eddie didn't get mad at Spider-Man at all. He still admired Spider-Man. He wanted the staff job, but he wasn't gonna take a picture of Spider-Man with his hand in a cookie jar until Spider-Man pissed him off. What, that was like 20 minutes into the movie where J. Jonah Jameson told him that he had to take a picture of Spider-Man with his hand in a cookie jar to, get the staff job. But, in the end, he only did it because Spider-Man was a jerk to him. Because it was like half an hour later before anything happened about that. And the only reason was because Peter was wearing the black suit and he smashed his camera. So he photoshopped shit and made Spider-Man look bad. He didn't do it when his girlfriend got kissed. He did it when Spider-Man smashed his camera. So he clearly wasn't that mad about it. It's never even brought up. Spider-Man was a decent villain and all, but I don't know, he's just not as good as Green Goblin from Spider-Man 1. Doc Ock was okay, but yeah. I think Green Goblin was probably the best villain of the series. Just like the Amazing Spider-Man series, it only has like one good villain. The other ones are okay, but Electro is probably the one I like the best. I loved Harry Osborn in Amazing Spider-Man 2, but he was only okay as Green Goblin since we got like 3 minutes of screen time with him. And Lizard, his design was awful. He was a decent Lizard until the whole turning everyone into lizards thing. That was just kinda ridiculous. And then they teased with the whole wearing the coat thing and the SWAT just shoot it off. So I can't wait to rewatch Amazing Spider-Man and make a review on that. Anyway, back to this movie. I just can't believe that Bernard wouldn't tell Harry that. Surely he knew that Harry and Peter weren't on good terms since they never hang out. Though they didn't hang out that much when they were on good terms. I think Peter, showed up maybe twice at the house. He showed up in that one scene where Harry was doing homework and needed help. But then he said, screw him, he didn't tell me he had a girlfriend. And then just left to go get his photography job. I think that's it, actually, in that one scene. So yeah, I guess that. And doesn't that mean Bernard knows that Peter's Spider-Man? Because Peter was talking to Harry. He jumps out the window and Bernard just shows up oh, well, here's this random fact. Or did he only hear Peter's voice, but he didn't actually see Peter without his mask on talking to Harry? And once again, Spider-Man could have saved the villain, but didn't, and the bomb logic was a bit weird. For instance, Harry, when he throws the bomb, it doesn't immediately blow up. It only blows up when Spider-Man, throws it back at him, so that's quite a bit of time. The Spider-Man throws it at the symbiote, and it blows up in, 2 seconds. What? And he doesn't even try and save Eddie. He runs towards him. Doesn't try and use his webs or anything, but runs towards him. Just like Doc Ock, he just dipped and left him there to die. But he did try and save. He kinda tried. I wouldn't care if he at least tried to use his webbing, but then Eddie died anyway. But no, they just had him run towards it. Because I would have been fine with it, especially since the suit was grabbing him when it jumped back in, so that makes sense. But he didn't even try and use his webs. I also don't really like the way they got rid of the suit, because in the comics it took Mr. Fantastic and Human Torch to get it off. But they were like, no, he's just gonna hit a bell a few times to get it off. Come on, man. I think the way they got the suit off of Eddie was way better. A bunch of stuff fall in more and more until Eddie gets out of the suit. So that one made more sense to me. I mean, the bell was decent, but it doesn't really make sense to me that much. Honestly, why didn't he go to Kurt Connors to get the suit off? I mean, he told his identity to a guy he knew for 5 minutes just because he was his idol. So why wouldn't he go to Kurt Connors to try and get the suit off, since Kurt Connors was a friend of Doc Ock, like they established in the second movie? But nope. So yeah, there's that. But it was a decent movie. Not as good as the first one, though. The first one is the best one, though people seem to think the second one is. I think the second one's good and all, but not as good as the first one. William Dafoe was a great Green Goblin.